2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. And coming up in just a bit, tip-off will be live from New Orleans as the Pelicans go up against the Los Angeles Lakers. And for Los Angeles, they couldn't have asked for a better start to the year.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
The Mississippi River and the skyline of New Orleans, as beautiful as ever on this terrific night in the Big Easy. It's a Western Conference matchup as the Los Angeles Lakers come into town in this game. Welcome, everybody. Glad you decided to spend your Thursday night with us here at 2K Sports. Joined in the booth with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry, this is Kevin Harlan. Our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. And Lonzo Ball out with the injury. He will be missed.
Yeah, it's going to be a few weeks until they can get him back, but not as bad as it could have been. In the end, given the way it looked, well, I tell you, when they had to help him off, he'll probably consider that to be good news.
I guess I start to think about his absence and the impact on the team, because a lot of guys now are going to have to step up and make up for the loss of that production.
And with pregame routines coming to an end, we're just about ready for our tip-off. First, though, let's get a report from the sideline and say hello to David Aldridge. It's all paid off in the long run, though. Thanks, DA. And a long way to go, Brett, but there are some early signs of a legitimate playoff contender, championship contender.
When we talk about that, Kevin, you and I always are leery of the fact of how many of these guys have had the experience of being scarred up in the early rounds of the playoffs, having to advance or beat a team that's proven before. Right now, there are some teams out there that are raising our eyebrows where we think they're going to have an opportunity. If they keep growing like this and they keep finding this type of consistency, they could be dangerous.
You'd like to think they're going to use those scars, as you say, from the past and motivate them even more.
Well, those are the teams who we believe can always take the next step.
Sure.
It's the young teams that are unproven, even though they're playing well, where we sometimes wonder, will they be able to maintain this kind of focus come playoff time?
Here are the starters for Los Angeles. Rajon Rondo is out there with Hart. Then there's JaVale McGee. Then there's Beasley. And it's LeBron in at the 3. Payton attacking. He gets that one. Payton's got the scoreboard going with his first points of the night for New Orleans. LeBron against Mirotic, and Elfrid Payton with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Holds it up for Beasley, and it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by McGee. And for a look at how the competition stacks up right now. These, the new power rankings, they tell a great story. Taking a look at Washington, they've achieved some upward momentum, climbing to the 5th spot on the board.
And when you look at the Lakers, they've just kind of burst out of the gate here with some fire, feeling disrespected by pundits who overlook them as a top team.
And Davis throws it down.
So you're going to give AD that kind of room? Well, here's the payoff for that.
Rondo kicks to James. Makes it off the glass.
And where's the help? Obviously, a missed rotation, something they're going to want to patch up.
Well, you have to be able to trust each other on the defensive end of the floor. Otherwise, the whole thing is just going to crumble.
First quarter, about a minute and a half in. Beasley, the pass to James. Score the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
LeBron is just dominating right now, aware of the defense, and has not feared one since he came into the league. Goes right up with it.
Well, the big story in the offseason was LeBron's free agency. You knew that there would be a ton of rumors flying around about where he might end up. Honestly, I'm sure he's glad it's over with and can once again focus on the court.
Yeah, each one more can be pretty devastating out in transition. This is a team that likes to play fast, so any easy opportunities they'll take.
It's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession.
just active defensively here, being extremely disruptive.
Like the aggressiveness and a great effort just to get a hand on it.
Payton kicks to Moore. The shot will not fall, so the Lakers will take it the other way. And for LeBron, it's really about the media circus, Greg, that surrounds him when he's a free agent.
And boy, it's hard because his free agency is the story in the NBA. Honestly, maybe the story in sports. The decision he made with this team completely shaped and shifted the outlook of the entire league. All other free agents and teams were just waiting to see what he'd do before the dominoes start to fall.
New Orleans making some changes here. Okafor comes in for Randall. And it's Darius Miller in for Mirotic. Down low, James. And James throws it down.
Nice to see LeBron have a straight line drive. Somebody fell asleep there.
And here in the first, about 3 minutes in. Knocked loose. The Pelicans trail. And it's Davis at the elbow. Up off the screen, and Davis throws it down.
You risk getting torched when somebody's open. Payton's skilled enough to find the open man.
Rondo passes to James. McGee a screen over Miller. Again, Los Angeles.
Well, his offense should come with a warning label, caution, flammable. He's connecting on everything. The D looks dumbfounded.
And first time out of the game called for New Orleans.
The Pelicans a much better team last year than they've been in the past. Still have some areas to address before maybe they become a home court advantage team or a top 4 seed. But the number one thing is they've got to get some more consistency in their outside game.
Okafor is checked in for the Pelicans. Hill comes in for each one more. The 2K leaderboard provides us now with this list of last season's assist leaders. LeBron James second, Rajon Rondo fourth.
And really two terrific distributors. I mean, the first thing you look for in a teammate is the ability to get you the ball, and they both have that down to a T.
And the jam by Rajon Rondo.
He sees the court so well, Rondo. As soon as the lane opened up, he was all over it.
Pelicans trailed by 4. And it's the Lakers on the break. McGee, the pass to James. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Okafor.
And let's check out stats for James. Last season, he played outstanding. He put up about 27 points per game last season, 9 assists and 8 rebounds. They're loving how he's running the show here. His sensational passing really breathing life into their offense.
Something in the coach's playbook here where the schemes fire on all cylinders. When he is in the game, a great conduit for them offensively. He knows where everyone is at all times.
Now here is McGee after LeBron James's miss. Out of bounds, New Orleans will take possession.
Yeah, this is where you have to sharpen up your passing. That's a careless turnover.
54 seconds left in the first quarter. Rondo against Payton. LeBron with the block.
LeBron using his length that time perfectly. When he's in the area, you can't throw up anything lazy.
And McGee kicks to James. It falls for the 6th time in 7 tries this contest. That's 86%.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
And it's Rajon Rondo with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. ...29 seconds left here in the opening quarter.
Yeah, and And what a terrible way to start the game. 5 turnovers already.
Great assist there from LeBron. Going to try to set the table all night.
Pelicans trail by 8. Now Payton poked away. On the pass to Miller. And Hill has it in the corner. Okafor sets the pick for Hill. Back to Miller. And we reached the end of the first quarter. Lakers lead by 8. From New Orleans, back in a moment. All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here. What have they been doing or not doing?
Aggressive defense in that first period. They forced several miscues.
You just start to wonder, how did we get to this score at the end of one? I think those steals really established momentum in their favor.
Looking at the last game for the New Orleans Pelicans, it was a win against Orlando. We've got Darius Miller. Hill is out there with Okafor. Then there's Payton. And it's Okafor in at the 5. So that's the group out there for New Orleans. Now here's Payton. 9 points last game out. With a break in the action, let's show you the teams with the most second chance points last year. The Lakers second.
This was a team that was really savvy when it came to getting position under the boards and then getting those offensive putbacks.
LeBron passes to Hart. James against Hill. Over Hill. Brent, we have so much talent in this NBA beyond the superstars of that category. Who are some of your favorite players to watch?
Well, I'm thinking about last season and some of the great storylines that came out. Quinn Cook for the Golden State Warriors.
Yes.
Earned a contract as a two-way player. I mean, did an unbelievable job stepping in and playing backup minutes. You know, Dante Exum's late season return to the Utah Jazz and what he did defensively for them in the playoffs. Even a guy like Jared Allen, who had a great year in Brooklyn for the Nets, an opportunity to play at center as a rookie, getting 21 starts. You know, those are the kind of things where you just have aha moments and you want to follow a guy and see how he impacts his ball club as the season moves on.
Great list.
Well, the other one I might put in there, Kevin, is who doesn't love Boban?
We all love him. Plus, he's going to be a movie star.
He's going to be a big star.
He's a big star. No good on that one. Some changes for New Orleans. Randall's checked in for Okafor, and Mirotic subbed in for Hill. Good on the second free throw. Here's Hart. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. LeBron's shot is good.
I know the defense wants to back off James, but if LeBron's on like that, maybe not the best plan.
They get a hand on it. Now, here is Miller. He's guarded closely, and there's the foul. It'll go on Josh Hart. That is his first foul of the game. So, for the Pelicans, Alexis Ajinça comes in for Okafor, and Moore subbed in for Miller. Now, here is Mirotic. A 17-point game for him in the win against Orlando. 6 to shoot. And now James pushing it up. No one back to stop him. For the finish. Slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. It's going to go on Nikola Mirotic.
Yeah, there's no stopping LeBron right there. He's done that thousands of times. Well, just look at the list of career accomplishments by LBJ. To me, the best small forward that's ever played this game, and on the short list of the best player to ever lace him up.
Brent, with LeBron being one of the all-time greats, he is certainly the greatest player of this generation, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. Ever since he came into the league, I mean, there's just been, in my opinion, no missteps whatsoever. He's handled himself on the floor with an incredible determination to prove that, Kevin. All the hype, all the anticipation, he's lived up to it about tenfold.
Now a timeout called by New Orleans. And this matchup with the Lakers, it's their first meeting of the season.
And they rolled over this team last season, beating them every time they faced off.
Yeah, it was a completely one-sided season series, and that was no surprise to anyone. This first game between them should give us an idea if they're on a little more even ground this season.
And here's a look now at the shot chart showing the field goals attempted locations for James.
Well, this is what you wanted to see from him. I mean, he's not settling for anything and is going right at the defender, taking the ball to the rim whenever he can. And the attitude he's had on offense is keeping his team flying around, as his energy is contagious out there right now.
Rondo with the steal. Passes it to Beasley. Over Randall, and he wills that one in, sinking right through off the back iron.
And there it is again. They get careless with the basketball, and immediately it costs them.
Tipped away. To halt the run, it's hauled in by Los Angeles. They are coming off that win against Atlanta.
And you know what? Up against a weak defense, they were allowed to do pretty much whatever they wanted.
Yeah, what I like, though, besides that, is that they just didn't settle for it, because weak defenses, you could take bad shots. That's not what they did here tonight.
James, solid as a rock from 20 feet away. LeBron's got 19 points.
Alvin Gentry, one of the best offensive minds and coaches in this league. Remember, just in the recent past, about his time in Phoenix and then in Golden State, now as the head coach of the Pelicans, and he's done a great job just speeding up this team, pushing the ball, and trying to find ways to put up points.
The shot's good from McGee, and the Lakers lead by 20.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Now a timeout called by New Orleans. And for the Pelicans, it took some time before they could implement Gentry's vision.
Well, now it's in place. It felt like a long time to get there, and he ended up making the playoffs and pushing it to the second round. And Alvin Gentry is a big reason why the Pelicans are one of the most exciting teams right now to watch in the NBA.
Davis is checked in for New Orleans.
And looking now at some numbers here for Randall. A very nice season for him last year. He averaged about 16 points a game, 8 rebounds, and 2 assists. And just look at those scoring totals. He's been doing what he does best, putting points on the board.
His instincts naturally are to score the basketball. That ability to find the creases in the defense is something you just don't teach, and it's awesome.
And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already.
Well, Mirotic last year, it was the tale of two halves. It was the shaved year versus the unshaved year for him. Great start with the Bulls and played some very good basketball, and then struggled a little bit after the trade to the Pelicans, and then boom, all of a sudden was a huge part after Cousins went down, was extremely complimentary to the fast pace and stretching out the offense with the three-point ball playing alongside AD.
Oh boy, it looks like he was injured there.
And boy, when you see someone hurting like this, it's always scary.
Yeah, it reminds you of what's really important. Health, number one. Everything else comes after that.
And the Lakers making a change here. Zubac is checked in. Looking to end the drought. Beasley with the rebound. Right, you're talking about Mirotic. The real Mirotic is somewhere in between.
Yeah, he's had a little trouble with consistency, but you got to look at what was surrounding him in Chicago with all the roster movements and the coaching changes, stylistic changes. So, you know, when he gets on, we saw this late in the year with the Pelicans and somewhat in the playoffs, he can be an explosive scorer. He can put the ball down and make plays. He can shoot you into and sometimes out of a game. In this day and age, big men shoot more and more three-pointers, and he's fully capable of a triple.
Wasted no time on that one. 7 points for Rajon Rondo.
And you got to like what they're doing offensively, executing at a high rate and starting to pile it on.
Yeah, we're sitting here midway through the game now, and we're starting to see them take more and more control. They look very confident in what they're doing. Yeah, looking up at the scoreboard, guys, that's his third foul, and his coach has to consider now sitting him down.
Emeka Okafor is checked in for the Pelicans. Miller comes in for Mirotic. Seconds left in the first half. And another steal for him. And that's his 6th steal of the night.
Imposing his will at the defensive end. As hot as he's been this quarter, the game plan is simple, folks. Get him the ball and get out of the way.
The Lakers have gone 1 for 1, making their previous attempt at the line.
We watch LeBron and we marvel at him, but how hard that LeBron James works at his craft and continues to push the bar for himself physically is one of the things that you have to appreciate the most.
Now here's Moore. His last outing, he had 8 points. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
And he finished last season right around 71% from the line, so not exactly his best percentage.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That's good from Moore.
Well, effective ways that E'Twaun Moore can score. He's had some very good shooting years and is going to find his way to the free throw line here.
And so Moore nails both of them. There's 10 seconds left in the second quarter. And stolen by Miller. From 17 feet out. And it's good for 2. Here's Zubac. Oh, and he just knocked down the buzzer beater.
And they make sure to get the last shot of the quarter there. Nicely done.
Yeah, good awareness there to beat the clock. Now they have a break in the action to discuss some other things.
And through one half, it hasn't even been close. Lakers on top, running away with it. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Kevin, thanks. Alongside Coach Alvin Gentry. Alvin, what sorts of adjustments are you going to make in the second half?
Well, we just got to get ourselves organized. We got to get back. We got to take better shots. You know, the problem that we have is we're taking bad shots, and they're running out on them. We just got to take good shots, and we got to get back and get our defense set.
Best defense is offensive efficiency. Thanks, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter. See you in just a bit.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. So far, LeBron James putting in some incredible work. He ended up with 24 points, 3 steals, and 3 assists. And let's get your thoughts, Kenny, on the Lakers.
They're going right to the rim, finishing every chance they get. The D was helpless trying to stop them and beating them inside. I love the relentlessness and the aggressive style. This is how you impose your will on another team.
And over to the big fella, your thoughts on the Pelicans.
Well, their sloppy play really surprised me, especially the turnovers. No matter who they had out there, they never seemed to be on the same page. Their only hope is to make every possession count, and that means taking care of the ball.
And that'll do it for us, the third quarter.
Welcome back to New Orleans as we take a gentle cruise down the Mississippi River before returning to action. And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. It's been a clinic out there by James.
And how disruptive was he in that first half? I mean, creating havoc, causing turnovers, and really energizing his team.
So many times we talk about offensive players being in a great rhythm. Well, right now, defensively, he's in one. Great anticipation and reading those passing lanes.
So for the Lakers right now, they've got Rajon Rondo, Beasley out there with LeBron James. Then it's Ivica Zubac, and it's Hart in at the 2 spot. Ejuan Moore, someone, Brent, who bounced around early in his career, but has still found a way to be a big contributor.
Yeah, and I think that the fit for Ejuan Moore, having AD, he can kind of stay in the background and get shots off where he's open, his feet are set, and you can see that trend in his field goal percentage that's coming into the league. Last year had a phenomenal year shooting the ball.
That one misses. 5 years from now, who do you think will be the best player in the NBA?
5 years from now, the best player in the NBA will be
Antetokounmpo? I'm going to go.
Wow.
I'm going to go and just say that right now.
You think he'll be the best player in the league?
If he does not get injured, I think he'll be the best player in the NBA. 5 years from now.
Okay, that sounds good.
Give me another name.
Is Joel Embiid going to be
that
the
as
man
well.
in the league?
I like that if he stays healthy. Of course, you can say that with anybody.
You can say it with anybody, but Joel Embiid might just be that guy.
Special talents. And sticking right with it, gets the foul with the bucket, and he'll go to the line. That's going to send LeBron James to the line. It's going to go on Nikola Mirotic. Lakers shooting their third free throw shot of the game.
And one of the weaker areas for this group, only shot about 71% from the line a season ago.
Free throw good, LeBron.
And really no better leader in the NBA than LeBron. The closest thing to a player coach we've had in a long time. Absolutely fearless. I mean, a nice subtle adjustment there going up against Wynn.
Yeah, this is the feel of a player to use his body to keep the shot from being blocked. Excellent work there.
Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. And the foul called on Anthony Davis. That's foul number 2 for him. On defense, New Orleans. Hart. Rondo with a clean look. Again, the Lakers.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
The Pelicans shooting 47% from the floor, getting it done. Now a timeout called by New Orleans.
And I like this timeout. You're getting terrible rim protection right now.
Well, you got to ask your team to give you a little bit more effort because there's just not a lot of fire on the defensive end.
Okafor is checked in for Julius Randle. Let's use this break for a quick look at the squads that really made it happen on the fast break last season. The Lakers second. In third, the Pelicans.
It's all about the fast break with these two groups. I mean, they were terrific a season ago, playing at a breakneck pace.
Stolen by Zubac. One-on-one here. Here's Beasley. And it's good, coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo. Beasley's got his second bucket of the night.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turning into easy points.
Well, if you give Mirotic some room out there, he's going to take advantage, really looking to shoot the three ball.
And Elfrid Payton, over his 4 seasons, developing one of the most distinctive hairstyles in the league.
You know, and I remember seeing some footage where his hair seemed to block his vision on a shot attempt. For a player who had struggled shooting the ball, many question whether a trim might be in order. We'll see.
Tough to fault him for the struggles of the team so far. He has been solid. It's the rest of the guys that need to come along for the ride.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
The Lakers have gone 3 for 3 at the line tonight. Some changes for New Orleans. Alexis Ajinça has checked in for Anthony Davis, and it's Darius Miller in for Moore. Free throw good, LeBron. A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. Rondo on the double team. Payton. It's deflected. Here's Miller. For Los Angeles, they've gone 6 of 8 on field goal attempts in the third. A 75% clip. Out of bounds, New Orleans will take possession.
And checking out the stats for Rondo. Good season for him last year. Averaged about 8 points a game last season. 8 assists and 4 rebounds. And he's really been pulling his weight. He's had a hand in some big plays here recently.
I think you look across the board right now, and he's just doing a much better job. The numbers bear that out. The defense was in the area, but not really effective. He has to put away this layup.
And they've just been so comfortable at both ends of the floor. I mean, you'd almost think they're playing at home.
Well, the crowd got in here tonight and sat down, and that's where they stayed all night long, extremely poised, which has led to a monster lead.
Now here's Payton. Shoots from 14, and they pick up 2. Payton's got his second basket of the game.
Like to see this on a nightly basis happen a few more times. He knows he's got to get better at the mid-range jump shot.
Rondo kicks to James, and they double up James. And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there. And here are the Pelicans now. For New Orleans, they've gone 4 of 7 to get things started here in the second half. Miller outside. Outside Hill. Okafor with a screen on LeBron. To the inside. And Okafor slams it in.
Well, passing is something he does very well, especially when it comes to leading his man to the right spot.
LeBron kicks to Rondo. Misses the 3.
Well, the defense better look up and say thanks. Leaving guys that wide open is not a recipe for success.
And James picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Some changes for New Orleans. Okafor comes in for Alexis Ajinça, and Ian Clark subbed in for Elfrid Payton. They get a hand on it. Beasley with the steal. By himself, and the dunk by LeBron.
Just looks so easy for LeBron James, a powerhouse who could score from anywhere.
For New Orleans, they've gotten 5 of 8 shots to fall for them in the third quarter. A nice 62% from the field. Okafor, and that one clearly a foul, gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
This is his second trip to the line in this one. First one falls for him. Both free throws good from Okafor. Rondo with it. 9 points in the game so far. 32 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. To the inside. Okafor with the steal. Hill dishes to Clark. And there's Miller. Good that time on the assist by Clark.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
And here is LeBron. He has 38 in the game. Out of bounds, New Orleans will take possession.
Yeah, that's just not a good pass. I don't know what he's thinking there. A poor decision.
Eight seconds left to play in the third. Clark kicks to Randall. Over Beasley. Can't connect. And so it's LeBron James making things happen for the Los Angeles Lakers. He's approaching 40 points for him in the game. He's scoring in just about every way possible. And we'll be back with you shortly. Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, a great job with the eyes. And what separates great playmakers, as we know, Greg, is peripheral vision.
And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. Okay, time now for an injury report. Let's check in with David Aldridge for an injury update on JaVale McGee.
Well, guys, I was able to talk with the head athletic trainer of the Lakers about his status. After taking a look, he informed me that it doesn't look too bad. A really discouraging development for this team at such an early point in the season. We'll see how they respond, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. Hopefully everything works out for him. A moment now to reset the lineups brought to us by Gatorade, all fueled up here for the fourth quarter. So for New Orleans right now, we've got Okafor, Ian Clark out there with DeAndre Liggins. Then there's Solomon Hill, and it's Randall in at the four.
3 straight baskets in transition now. They'll want to end that trend in a hurry.
The league and players union, Brent, both have expressed supporting guys who express their views and social concerns. You like that?
Well, I think it's amazing the way the league has backed some of the avenues with which players have used their voices.
Embraced.
Well, extending well beyond just saying things, Kevin, because we know actions speak louder than words, and there are so many guys around our league that do important philanthropic work. But the fact that the league supports all of those things, the fact that you see Adam Silver show up at some of these events, or that there's press releases from the league office about some of the things guys are doing, there's amazing cohesion when it comes to the league and its players, because they understand that everything that they're doing has such a significant impact in the communities in which they live in and around the game with which we all love.
Well said.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work. Oh!
You saw that. Sometimes LeBron just likes to take it all out on the rim, that time on display.
And that last replay, courtesy of the Under Armour Hover Havoc, unleashing a little bit of chaos. And there's the foul. It'll go on Josh Hart. That's his third foul of the game. On defense, the Lakers. Here in the fourth quarter, their defense has been very strong, allowing no baskets. Pick by Okafor. Just 5 to shoot. Poked away. Clark for 3. Nailed from three-point land.
You could see some miscommunication on the defensive end of the floor that time. No excuse for letting a player get that good a look on that possession.
Rondo kicks to Hart. Just his first attempt. No good on the shot, a bit long that time.
And listen, you can't design a play any better to get a look that good. Just couldn't knock it down.
The best players know that is going to happen, and you just can't let it get into your head. It's a shot that you want to take.
New Orleans making a switch here. Ajinsa's checked in, and Los Angeles making a change here as well. Luol Deng is checked in for James. Outside Hill. Here's Liggins. Pick by Okafor. Liggins, the pass to Okafor. He got an advantage there off the pick and took it right in.
Some guys just take pride in how they set screens. It might seem like a small part of the game, but as you saw there, it can have a huge impact in getting a shooter an open look at the basket.
Now here's Beasley. And that one, good.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
And now it's Rondo running all the way. Here he goes. And the jam by Rajon Rondo.
Pretty smart in that situation as Rondo was scanning the floor and then with the ball makes the right call.
A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter. Clark kicks to Ajinsa. And that one drops for him.
And that's about as easy as it gets. Not many guys are going to blow wide open layups at the professional level like that.
And since they've come out of halftime, they've been extremely poised and very efficient.
Yeah, I think they have been winning the battle of shot selection here in the second half, and that's led to an excellent shooting percentage from the field.
Here is Ajinsa. After the basket by Los Angeles.
Great use of the bounce pass. Thumbs down on that one, Kevin. Tough to defend against.
Hart the pass to Beasley. Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. For New Orleans, they've gone 4 of 8 in this fourth quarter, shooting an even 50% from the field. Hart kicks to Rondo. And Rondo with the stuff.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Lakers.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And now, for the year, this is going to take them to 7 wins.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance from LeBron.
It was the kind of game for him that all scorers dream of, where the basket seemed as wide as a barrel.
You can't leave someone open around Rondo. He'll find them.
New Orleans gone 2 for 2 from three-point land to start the fourth quarter. There's the pick. Okafor dishes to Clark. Okafor in the post. He's up against Beasley. Goes up again, and it's New Orleans scoring again. There's 45 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Deng with it. Now Okafor defending. Deng kicks to Zubats. Basket good.
And saving their best for last. Tremendous run here to seal the win.
And you could just see everything coming together like a perfect storm, and they just rolled on through.
And it's the Pelicans with the ball after the basket by the Lakers. Fast break, the Lakers. Pass to Hart.
Yeah, with this lead, that's probably going to do it. Fans heading for the exits.
Now the team came in fired up from the opening tip. You could see the focus. They're ready to do battle.
And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession. Rondo kicks to Deng. Over Hill. That's good from Deng on the assist by Rondo.
Pass first, always part of Rondo's nature, and the teammates he plays with always speak of it.
And so it's the Lakers taking care of business here. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Lowell, huge win tonight. How did you get this done?
You know, we locked in. We knew how good they were, and we know when we're at our best, we could beat anybody. When we lock in like that, we're hard to beat, too.
Well, you led the way, Lowell. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.